Hello everyone, this is going to be a review on the Gamerverse Marvel Legends series Spider-Man 2 Peter Parker Black Suit figure. Now if I'm being honest, this figure is amazing the way it looks, but there's always issues in life. Nothing's perfect, so let's take a look at this. Now, what would be my story for Black Spider-Man? Well, before we begin that, here's the other figures included in the series. We have Brooklyn 2099, the Boricua suit, the upgraded suit style, the black suit style, of course, Black Cat, and the anti-venom suit style. Now, I don't know why, but they decided this time to go with a blue style, which looked really, really weird. I mean, some people like it, but personally, the black and white style would have been good. Maybe it's because they didn't want to relaunch it with this. But then at the same time, they dropped around with Spirit Spider. So yeah, it's really weird. Now in terms of what I like about Black Spider-Man, as I remember as a kid, seeing the animated series, and it was so fun to see how little by little you saw the suit taking over, and how Spider-Man's identity was basically being challenged and taken control by the symbiote. So it was pretty fun. And also, it was pretty cool to find out that the suit was introduced around long ago with the Fantastic Four. And then later on, somebody made him a black suit because they liked that suit so much. So yeah, pretty dope. There he is. Black suit Spider-Man. And then, of course, it comes with a little background, some instructions. Box over here. Now, in terms of detail, this looks amazing. You can see that they literally feels like they pulled it out of the game. It comes with, as I said, even hands as well, which lately is something that has been going on. It's really strange, but for some reason, when it comes to figures like Marvel Legends or sometimes even DC, I don't even think McFarlane does this. I think it's just Marvel Legends. But basically, whenever you get a figure now, you don't get a complete set. You get one hand that does this and then an open fist or something. It's really weird. As we speak, there is a Legends set going on for, what is it, the gamerverse of Marvel vs. Capcom. And honestly, I would have gotten the Psylocke if it wasn't for the fact that they're not being consistent. The figure is very inconsistent. The hands are not fully there, but yeah. At least this one is. We got 2 web hands, 2 open palms, and they're detailed as well, so that looks pretty good. We got a web as well, which is amazing because usually they don't include those, like a symbiote type hand. Oh, wow, you gotta pull it from here. It's pretty sick detail. And then finally, man of the hour. There he is. So, first of all, let's get this out of the way. Fists look pretty good. Nice and detailed. Forearms, muscle tissue, everything. The look of the figure was amazing. The character body model and everything in the game first time it was revealed. So it was nice to see that. But now, let's first do open body rotation to see if it's any good. First off, I always like open palms because I always like figures that you can actually see their hands. You know what their body looks like when it's fully characterized, like T-posing. For example, if I go like this, bam. He's like, yo, world, what's up? But, like I said, it's not always perfect. There is always some issues. But, let's see how bad this is. If it's any good or if it's any bad. So, for starters, in terms of body, I'd say this is pretty amazing because of how accurate it is. So, it's the details are there. There is a whole new model here. The hands are pretty detailed. However, always you'll notice that this is just, I don't understand it. Like, why couldn't they just add a little detail? Maybe it's for marketing, but they could have put that anywhere else. And the base could have been different, could have been changed or something. The back looks pretty good. This logo and the head as well, surprisingly. And I'd say one of the issues is already we can see that, sure, he can bend his elbow. He can go like this. It's pretty good. Then again, this is why sometimes people can always say, oh, where's my jointed elbow? Maybe because of weird things like this. His hand rotation is pretty good, so he can go flat, and then it can go, you can do that. However, I've seen people now doing tutorials for his head because he can't do full rotation. Like, he can't look up. Look, this is as far as he can go. That's it. And then for looking down, this is much. If they really wanted to make it better, they could have changed the ball joint to be like a swivel and go up and down. So that's why I've seen people carve out this part of the neck, but it's not pretty good. Rotation on the forearms is pretty good. Wrist joints, everything. In terms of bending down, this is as much as he can go. And then he can do this pose. And then for bending backwards, he can go like this. Now, in terms of mobility for legs, this is as much as you'll see, which is weird because you've seen that the new other figures I can do better. But I think that's one of the issues right now is the joints. They haven't emphasized too much with the joints. Knee joints look pretty smooth. This figure overall feels pretty smooth. You can just go and move. Rotation of the calves is pretty good. Yep, no hot water needed, so that's pretty good. In terms of what's missing here, it is 2025 and they still are not adding the butterfly joint on some figures. For example, I really like this character in this figure, so I still got it anyways. But that doesn't excuse the fact that there should be no butterfly joints. They should be having them from the beginning. And I know what people are going to say, oh, but it's going to ruin the torso and everything. No, it's literally just paint. That's all it is. If they were actually capable, they would just add a butterfly joint that would pair properly here. You know, they have the time, they have the engineering and everything. They would mind. So I'll probably give this figure an 8 out of 10. You know, it's missing some joints, but overall it's still pretty good. It's pretty decent. It's got the web and everything. You can get it in some pretty good poses. If you go like this, then go like that. And then you can just like do a weird web thing. But in terms of posing, it's not that great considering how much you can do with it. I'd say it really needs some work. But yeah, overall, pretty good figure. If you really want it, you can get it. But if you're still thinking that they might do a better jointed version, which is highly unlikely, and it's up to you. So thanks for watching.